Greetings everybody, this is Pavlos Laguretos for WagerTalk TV here with another free play in a huge match on Saturday. But before that, we're coming off a nice couple of days, 4-1 on Wednesday, 3-1 on Thursday. We almost swept both days, to be honest. There were just a couple of unlucky results to keep us from the clean sweep. So 7-2 in the last 2 days, 12-5 in the last 5 days. So we're hitting up, and you can use code SOC7 to get 7 days of soccer for just $49. And of course, that includes my 5% Champions League top bet for Wednesday. We also have a 4% best bet on Sunday, a couple of plays on Friday, and 3 plays on Saturday. So head over to my page, wt.buzz/PL. Use that code and just try me out for 7 days, and you'll come back asking for more. I can guarantee you that. Now onwards to our free play. It's a Der Klassiker in the Bundesliga, which is a classic derby between hateful rivals Bayern Munich and Dortmund. Both teams are coming off midweek losses in the first leg of the quarterfinals of the Champions League. Bayern Munich, they lost at home by 2-1 to Inter Milan, so they have to go to Italy in just a couple of days and look for at least a win by at least 1 goal to at least send the match to extra time. It's a manageable result. It's not gonna be easy, and they might not even win, but realistically they do have hopes. The team that doesn't have any hopes is Dortmund, who lost to Barcelona 4-0, hands down. And now, they do have the second leg at home, where they've produced some stunning results over the years, but overturning a 4-goal deficit against Barcelona is just not going to happen. So Dortmund, they must quickly come to the realization that the Champions League trip is over, or most likely over. It's 99% over, right? We've seen crazier stuff in the Champions League. I just don't want to rule it out, but realistically, they need to look to the Bundesliga because, they're sitting at the 8th spot. They used to sit at the 11th or 12th spot, but they, a recent run of good results combined with other results of the other teams, they've pushed Dortmund to the 8th spot with 41 points. Just 3 points behind the top 6 and just 5 points behind the top 4. And why the top 4 and the top 6? These are the spots that grant European tickets for next season. So that's what teams are aiming for. And Dortmund, again, it's 99% sure that they're out of the Champions League. They're out of the cup. So the only thing that gives them hope is to take a ticket for next season's European competitions, because that's a huge deal for the sides. They get a lot of money and a lot of exposure. So with that in mind, Dortmund will try to play spoiler here, because Bayern Munich are leading the Bundesliga with 68 points. 6 points above Leverkusen, who are waiting to pounce. If Bayern Munich keep dropping points, Leverkusen will turn this title race into an actual race in this final 10 match days of the season. And Dortmund would surely like to play spoiler against their arch rivals Bayern Munich. So I'm not really sure where that 1.25 agent spread comes from. I know both teams are missing a lot of players at the back. Dortmund missing some center backs and some midfielders. Bayern Munich missing their starting goalkeeper Neuer. They're missing left back Alphonso Davies, center back Upamecano, a couple of 3 other role players. So I really don't know where Bayern Munich's favoritism in this spot comes from, because they they have a distraction of the upcoming quarterfinal, which they still have hopes. Dortmund have not. Maybe some complacency because they're 6 points above in the title race. I'm looking to fade Bayern Munich here. I like Dortmund plus 1.25 goal for a multitude of reasons. First of all, because again, they're almost certainly out of the Champions League, out of the cup. So the only thing they got going on for them right now is the Bundesliga, and they need to climb up at least a couple of spots to get a ticket at least for the Conference League next season, which for the Dortmund people playing in the Conference League is just not that good enough. They're aiming for the top 4 spots and the Champions League ticket for next season. They're only 5 points behind, so if they win, if they beat Bayern Munich, who knows, maybe they can make it even with a draw. So Bayern Munich, I simply don't trust them right now. Their defense is not that good. They're missing, of course, one of the best goalkeepers in the world. The substitutes that they have at the back are slow. They're also missing Musiala, who is was their main offensive threat, maybe along with Harry Kane and Olise. A lot of creativity missing there. So I don't like Bayern Munich in this spot. And to be honest, I know that this is a huge derby, and Bayern Munich, they usually beat Dortmund, usually by a lot of goals, like 3-1, 4-2, 4-0, 5-0, 6-0. However, these results were from seasons past, where Bayern Munich were just simply dominant. In the last couple of seasons, we've seen Bayern Munich, just not being that good. And last season we saw that they were trophyless, and they were just, it was their worst season in like maybe 2 or 3 decades. So all things considered, I'm fading Bayern Munich here. I do not like that 1.25 spread. Although I do like it for Dortmund. We're going to take Dortmund plus 1.25 goal. That's a split line between Dortmund plus 1 and Dortmund plus 1.5 goals. This bet wins if Dortmund win, if it's a draw, and it's still half a win if Dortmund lose by exactly 1 goal. So I think Dortmund can stay competitive here. Bayern Munich, if they're leading by 1 goal, I'm not really sure if they're going to want to, spend any unnecessary resources looking to widen their lead against Dortmund, because they have a crucial match against Inter Milan coming up in a few days. They still, the final result from the first leg hasn't doomed them yet. I mean, they lost by just 1 goal. We've seen all kinds of upsets like this happen in the Champions League, and teams, in the second legs, they just do something miraculous. So who knows? Maybe Bayern Munich can turn this around, but Dortmund, for sure, they cannot turn this around. They need to win by 4 goals or more against Barcelona. I cannot remember the last time Barcelona lost by 4 goals or more, especially against a team like Dortmund. So Dortmund should better shift their focus in the Bundesliga. They need to move up at least a couple of spots, preferably 5 spots. They're looking to play spoiler against Bayern Munich. So I like Dortmund plus 1.25 goal here at minus 110. I think that's a fair price and a fair line. So if you want the rest of my free plays, and of course my premium plays, go to wt.buzz/pl. We're running a nice promo for 7 days of soccer for just $49 using coupon code SOC7. Again, we have 2 plays on Friday, 3 plays on Saturday, 1 4% best bet on Sunday, and 1 5% Champions League top bet on Wednesday. Good luck with your selections, and God bless.